My father worked for the NRMA since 1960. My son started 3 years ago, so we've been on the road for 54 years now. The NRMA's been around for over 90 years now, and so we've had quite a big chunk into it. And Blake will probably be here for a lot more years after I go, I suppose. How'd you like to drive this to a job? No, this is one of the first work ones he had in 1960. Get a lift to school in here, actually, sit up on there. I remember my father would come home for lunch and I'd go and sit in the van and have a look at his pad, see where he'd been working, because they'd write their jobs down in those days. Occasionally taking on the job if it was a local one in the local area, I'd go for a drive with him. We weren't supposed to in those days, of course, you're not allowed to now. Well, this was exciting. This was the first new one he ever got, because the other two were second-hand ones when he got them. So this was the first new one he got in 1965.
Snuck me along a few times for a couple of jobs, sitting in the passenger seat. Never got to get out of the car, but you get the whole idea of what he was doing. He was helping someone, and you can see every time you drove off they always had a wave on him and a smiling face. So you do get a satisfaction when you help someone. Yeah, that was our air conditioner. We all got a fan. And all day long they just rattled around like that, from side to side. Back in '82 when I started, to change a tyre all we had was a little bottle jack and a wheel brace, and you're on your way, and that was it. If I got a job in Campbelltown or in the city somewhere, you had to look it up in a map. You're trying to work it out. These days we've got GPS. The guys have got it a lot easier these days. The biggest feature we probably use is the GPS. I mean, you've got the navigation at the touch of a button there. When Blake started the NRMA, my father had already passed away, so he never actually got to see Blake in an NRMA van or know that he even did an apprenticeship as a mechanic. He would have been quite proud of it, because Blake's pretty good on the tools, like his grandfather was. Yeah, I think he probably already had a good idea that I was interested in cars and stuff, because he had all the old NRMA Matchbox cars in display cabinets down there, so I was always playing with them and wasn't too happy when I broke a few of those, so it's been in the blood. Got lots of guys out there who've been here 35, some 40 years. Stay forever, I think, till they retire.